In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth. I am the gatekeeper of this internet ministry, found on Facebook. Make sure that you friend me on Facebook under the name Sheshor Tendo Beta. Daily Motion, Vimeo, MySpace. I am known here on the internet as the mighty Black Dragon, or Angel Snup Nup 7. Your brother and hopefully your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. I would first like to say rest in peace, my little brother Trayvon Martin. So I have my hoodie in respect and to show my alliance with all those who mourn the loss of this little brother, and in fact all of us, or all of those who have lost their lives on the shores of this wicked nation that we call the United States of America, those who are the descendants of slaves. I would like to send this message to my brothers and sisters, this black YouTube community. I would like to speak with you very briefly and short, because I would really like for you to understand something. I like to begin like this. During and after slavery, the slave master, or the Caucasian, the racist Caucasian people, after slavery, they monitor the activity of the slave or the newly freed so-called Negro, or the black man and woman of this nation. In the early church, the early black Christians, when the slave masters forced this religion upon us, and after we began to embrace it, they had to make sure that even though we embraced this religion, they needed to make sure that it was having a certain type of effect, because religion is designed to pacify. Religion is designed to enslave the mind. So in order to make sure that this religion was having the effect that was desired, in the early black church, on all the slave plantations, the white man, or a representative of the white man, some usually a mulatto slave, would watch the church service and make sure all is well. Now, many of us don't like Christian teachings. Many of us reject Christian teachings. But what must be understood, even though religious teachings have been used to enslave the mind, even though religious teachings have been used to pacify that natural rebellion in every human being to fight against those who seek to harm your life, religious teachings can also inspire you to fight against those who fight with you. And it produced, during slavery, the man we know of as Nat Turner. Nat Turner was a Christian preacher, but he was inspired by the Bible. And according to how it was translated to him, or how he interpreted the teachings of the Bible, it talked to him, telling him, in fact, he said that the angels in heaven talked to him and inspired him and directed him to rebel against these racist slave masters, rebel against these chains that was holding him hostage. And because he was inspired by the Bible, these biblical teachings, Nat Turner rose up to become or have the greatest slave revolt in this nation's history. And they don't like to talk about that a lot because they fear that again. And when they see YouTube, listen to me, y'all. When they see YouTube, they see a whole lot of little Nat Turners running around. And it causes them fear. Do you know why? Even though we as the descendants of slaves born in America, do you know why? Even though we don't go to white channels, that Caucasian people, and I would even say some of these faceless Caucasian people are government agents or even working for YouTube itself. They come on our pages to see what we're talking about like they always have done since slavery. If you don't know your history, if you don't know what happened in the past, then you don't know what's going on in the present, and you don't know what's happening or will happen in the future. This is why they don't want black folks, so-called black people, the descendants of slaves. That's why they always tell us, forget the past. First of all, how can you forget a past you don't know nothing about? They don't want us to know our history to begin with. So how are we going to forget the past when we never had a past? We have to learn the past. They don't want you to learn the past because you will see really how evil and wicked that we've been treated in this nation. The reality of it, we keep getting spoon-fed these watered-down versions of history. They don't want you to cry for yourself. They don't want you to pout for yourself. But they don't mind you crying for a Jewish Holocaust or some other tragedy as when it comes to them. But when it comes to us and our pain and suffering in America, don't shed tears for Emmett Till. Don't shed no tears for Trayvon Martin or Sean Bell or even yourself, because I'm very sure some of y'all have lost jobs because you're black. Some of y'all have been beat up because you're black. You've been pulled over falsely by some cop because you're black. What about you? We as individuals have suffered. We've suffered personal tragedy just because of the color of our skin. So forget the past. Don't think about it. It'll be all right. It ain't been all right for 400 years. So in 2012, they come on YouTube, targeting, seeking out the strongest voices in YouTube land to try to stop you from talking. So here I am, the Black Dragon, 50 channels destroyed because many were listening to my voice. Not only the descendants of slaves in America, but many white people, Asians, Africans, all over the world listen to Angel Snub Nub 7. So I'm very dangerous because I'm starting an uprising, not just among those who are called black, but among the whole entire world against the wicked, the evildoers, and those who are on top. Become fearful when you're trying to get those on the lower plane to rise up and rebel. So just like back in slavery, they would lynch the strong black people like Nat Turner. Lynch you, terrorize you, try to make you silent, shut your mouth, Negro. False flagging and the termination of your channels when you know, they know we are not talking hate speech. But what it is, we are gathering together, talking amongst one another, sharing information like we were doing back in slavery and during Jim Crow. If we talk among one another, then they just naturally feel, because they have a guilt complex. They believe that we're talking against them when we are talking about working on ourselves, building upon ourselves, doing what we need to do to build our communities, strengthen our families. But they are so paranoid because of the dirt they have done. So false flagging and the termination of black YouTube channels is a form of cyber lynching, cyber terrorism. They continue, but they say they are not like their fathers. We are different. We've changed. No, you have not changed. You're doing the same thing. But I want to say in my conclusion on this particular video, to you, my wonderful and beautiful black YouTube community, whether you agree with me or not, I don't care. We make a serious mistake waiting on some Messiah, or waiting on some God, or waiting on some specific individual. It is you, and I'm telling you, it is us who are the saviors of humanity. It is us who are the catalysts to bring humanity, if we are really going to go into what they call in religion heaven. We are the ones who are going to guide everybody in that direction. Those who are the descendants of slaves born in America, it's us. It is incredible wisdom on YouTube. You are so smart, black YouTube community. You are so wise. The time for old leadership, the NAACP, the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelite Nation, all these old ideas and concepts, let them go. Reject all of it. We who are coming up, the new ideas, new concepts, new creativity, because the creation is talking to a brand new type of mindset. We are not like those of old. And this is what scares the Caucasian people, these races. We do not fear them like our parents. We don't fear them, and we are willing to do what's necessary in order to get this job done. But it begins with information, and they fear our information. They fear our wisdom. The key word is our, not the reality's temple. It's so much that we have to offer on different levels. And since our people are on different levels, all of us are needed. So we need to mirror each other's videos, help one another. You and I, we are the leaders. We are the leaders. We are the leaders. I'm not gonna, my grammar, who cares about my grammar? This is about us, brothers and sisters. The black YouTube community is the strongest, most wisest, the most knowledgeable generation we've ever produced. They fear our brain power. So let us get over emotion and begin to think more clearly, because we're rising to the top. It's you. It's me. I don't care. I mirror everybody's video, whether I like you or not. I'm just one person. But if all of us mirror everybody else's videos, help one another, support one another, whether you like me or not, just do it. You upsetting the enemy. Oh man, you are so beautiful. You are so powerful. You have no idea, brothers and sisters, this black YouTube community. It is not no surprise. It is not no shock that they are terminating black channels. You are so dangerous and you don't even know it. Let us stop being silly and let us really get on the bandwagon and go after our people and change this condition once and for all. Change our horrid condition and we will change the world. This your brother Taalik Ibn'rad, the Black Dragon. This was, it is. Jot down your comments. The Reality's Temple on Earth. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. Of course, I am the host of this internet ministry. I am known as the mighty, mighty, mighty Black Dragon, or Angel Snub 7. I'm your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I would like to send my respects out to Trayvon Martin's family, and hopefully, in this case, some type of justice will come out of this most tragic situation. I want to take a few minutes to respond to my brother Harvey Superboy, his video. I forgot what the exact title of the video is, but basically he was telling his audience that no one should tell him how to react. How to react to what? How to respond, how to react when you are being attacked. Hey, that's a rap. Like, don't tell me how to react when I'm being attacked. Yo. Now the Bible says, because many of you're familiar with Christian teachings. Many of us, we were raised in the Christian church, sanctified Catholic church or whatever, Christianity. We know that it is written in the Bible. It says that there's a time for everything. A time to live and a time to die. Y'all don't like the die part, do you? Yeah, you don't like that part. Now, of course, there's a time to be awake. There's a time to be asleep. There's a time for peace. And there's a time for war. Now, that's something you don't hear in many churches. They always talk all this love and peace stuff. But the same Bible that they claim they believe in also says an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It said there's a time for peace, but there's also a time for war. And when you have these forces that come against you, and you did not do anything except speak the truth. And I thought that's what y'all want to hear, is hear the truth. You want to hear what is right. You want to see people behave in a righteous manner. And they are being attacked. So if I'm at peace, then it's time to go to war. And if you are a Muslim and you are being attacked, don't the Quran tell you? Don't it order the Muslim? It says, fight with those who fight with you. Allah will be with you. Be not the aggressor. So if only thing I'm doing is telling the truth, speaking my mind, I'm not bothering you. But here come these idiots that want to attack me. I have the right, according to the Bible, to go to war with those who break my peace. And in the Quran, Allah is with me. Because it says, since I'm not the aggressor, fight with those who fight with you. So don't tell Brother Harvey Superboy to chill out. Be cool. Because he's not the aggressor. He's just a messenger of the truth. Just like I am a messenger of real truth. And truth hurts the wicked. Truth hurts the guilty. I'm guilty of many things. Brother Harvey Superboy is guilty of many things. I'm willing to take my punishment. I'm willing to accept whatever the consequence. But I would accept that and try to make myself better. These demons don't want to be better. They like how they're living because what they're doing is exploiting others. But sometimes you have to fight. You can't allow these demons to spread lies on you. You got to go to war with those who are attacking you, who are the aggressors. I will give you a short example. Many of you know that I was committed to a mental institution for 10 years. Not 1 year, 10 years. And really the main reason why I was there that long was because I was fighting the lies. I did not want these people to paint me and put this lie on me. I would not submit to their lie. They wanted me to embrace their lie and say that I had some type of mental illness and take their fake medication to support their lie. I refuse to take their fake medication. I refuse to accept their lie. So they decided to try to hold me, incarcerate me the rest of my life. But you know something, when you're standing for the truth, when you're standing for what is right, when you're standing for justice, then I'd rather be incarcerated. I'd rather be dead than live a lie. And some of y'all walk around in fear. You walk around with question marks because you don't know what's going to happen. Because you are cowardly and you submit to the lies and you submit to these unjust laws and unfair treatment in this racist society. So I decided to fight them. And although it took 10 years, when it was all said and done, from their courthouse, not my courthouse, from their courthouse, a judge wrote plain, this man do not need medication. This man is not insane. So you have to fight for what's right. And so even they, by judge's order, admit they are liars. But if I did not fight them, tooth and nail, and I don't have no weapons, see, I understand cowards. I'm not the bravest person in the world. I don't claim to be brave. Nobody wants to lose their life. Nobody wants to get shot. Nobody wants to get stabbed. Nobody wants people calling them names on YouTube and making all these kind of silly videos and death threats and all that. Nobody wants that kind of stuff. But I'm going to speak the truth. I have to. Your main example, Christian people, was Jesus. Your main example was Muhammad. If these are your examples, then why are you running away from the wicked instead of taking them head on? Fight with those who fight with you. You have nothing to lose. The nicer you are, the worse it's going to get. Just like Brother Harvey said. The reason why the black community has nothing, basically has nothing, is because we won't fight for it. We have become content, this generation. See, past generations had no choice. They knew exactly who the enemy was. But you are living in la-la land, some kind of fantasy land. Because many of y'all are dope fiends, sex addicts, drunks. You want to kiss white folks in the booty. You looking for some kind of favor from them. You a coward, you fear. You don't have the knowledge of yourself. You're not proud of your community. There's nothing wrong with the black community. The only thing you have to do is build on it. You don't want to build. You'd rather go help some rich suckers help their community stay strong. Don't want to do nothing for yourself. You're filled with self-hatred. Satisfied with the scraps that they give us or the scraps that our ancestors was able to get from them. Now everything is la-di-da until you have a tragedy like Trayvon Martin. Trayvon was not the first, and Trayvon would not be the last. And the sad thing, since you won't fight for yourself, is going to be your mother, your father, your son, your daughter, your cousin, somebody. You're going to suffer. Why are you going to continue to suffer this? And these people do that because they think they can do anything and say anything they want to black folks. Look, let me tell y'all something. It's good to be a peacemaker. It's good to try to live in peace. I tell you, when I was locked up, I tried to be nice to those doctors. I tried to be nice to the judge and all these folks. Just made things worse. Then after I tried to be nice, they said, are you ready to take your medicine? Are you ready to be a good boy? Are you ready to be a good boy? That's how they view you when you try to be nice. You have to fight for yourself. I'm not saying it's easy. It's scary. But you got to do it for yourself, your family, your community, and our future generations. Somebody got to stand up sometime. I'm a little sissy. Listen to me. I'm a little sissy, a little coward. Run all my life, just running, scared of everything. If I can stand up, you can too. Now, here I am a little sissy, but now I'm a vicious black racist. How is that possible? When I was a little sissy, running from you, letting you kick me in my backside, letting you do anything you wanted to me, I'm all right. But as soon as you stand for yourself and fight, all of a sudden you vicious. You so full of violence. They try to put the abuser always try to swing the situation and put all the blame on the victim. Don't y'all see that? Let us not fall for that trick. And unfortunately, let me tell you, I'm going to bring this to conclusion. Unfortunately, we should use all legal remedy, all type of peaceful means that we can. But when somebody begins to harm us physically, then you got to get with them too. You have to get ready for the physical fight. You can't let these suckers take your life and harm you. No more of that. No more of us watching our people being lynched, murdered, and we sit back and nobody pay a price. That's a bunch of bull. Just like the Bible said, a time for peace and it's a time for war. And in war, people die. I can't help. That's just the bottom line. That's what happens in wars. Blood is shed. But when you show people that you're willing to get them off your back, they'll think twice before messing with you. Just like you'll think twice before messing with a rattlesnake or a skunk or even a cow that got horns, because those horns will whip you up. You'll think twice. They have to think twice, 3 times, 4 times before messing with us. You should be fed up. Otherwise, all these rallies and all this talk about Trayvon Martin is fake and it's hypocritical. That's the bottom line. And you'll be asleep tomorrow. That's why I can't really get involved in it, because the people, I know that you'll forget him within the next week. And I'm not like that. I'm here. I'll fight for 10 years if necessary. And you should too. Jot down your comments. Think about it. Brothers and sisters, We are at war. War was declared on us 400 years ago. Thank you for listening. This is the Black Dragon. This was and is the Reality's Temple on earth. If these people, if the authorities decide to act on emotion, if the federal government decides to get involved in this, let me tell you what can happen. You can mess around and get a conviction. All right? But now you're dealing with the law. See, in the law, in order to convict somebody and they stay convicted, you have to convict and prosecute in relation, in accord with the law. This Florida law is interfering with all of that. So, due to emotion, they go in, have a trial, and the jury convicts this man. If you don't cross your T's, if you don't dot your I's, if the prosecution don't make sure that their case is solid, then the Zimmerman defense attorneys will appeal. And see, it's all based in law, brothers and sisters. And I know we are emotional, but these laws, sometimes law can work for you, and sometimes law can work against you. For the criminal and against the criminal. It's according to what was being done. In this case, the law is helping this criminal, this murderer. Now, I'm not suggesting anything. But if you want to act outside of law and be a vigilante, that's your business. But if you're going to depend on this justice system, then I'm going to tell you, because of emotion, this man get convicted, and he might get locked up for a little while during the appeal process. But if they take this to the Supreme Court because of the Florida law, then his conviction can be overturned. Now, the situation can get even worse. You will get even more emotional. Because what will happen is, if the state Supreme Court or even the federal Supreme Court overturn the conviction because of a technicality, which is they did not convict in accord to this law, this Florida law, and they found that he was convicted under prejudice or whatever the case may be, then what will happen is that George Zimmerman will become free. George Zimmerman will find civil attorneys and they will sue the state of Florida, and chances are he will win for wrongful conviction. Then you will become even more emotional, because not only did George Zimmerman really get away with a murder, but he also became a millionaire. And that's the reality of what y'all looking at. So I understand us being emotional. I know how you feel. I was locked up for 10 years for no reason. I know how you feel. They tried to murder me legally. There's such thing as legal murder under the law. But the reality is, that's the scenario that can happen. So I just wanted everybody to understand the reason why this man has not been arrested is because of this Florida law. And I know you want justice, but these laws, sometimes they hinder, they make things worse. The law was designed to try to help people defend themselves from criminals, but now the law is helping someone who has turned into a criminal. It's all messed up. It's all messed up. So while you pray, look at it, listen to those on the outside, watching your back, because I know we want justice. It can get worse. But that's what you're looking at. That's the reality of it. You don't want to make this man a millionaire. So if I were us, I would not continue to pressure them to arrest this man, because you can make him a millionaire in a few years, and he still would get the last laugh. And then he will go underground, change his identity and all that kind of good stuff. Y'all know how it is. As long as we live in America, you know there's no justice. We know as black people we don't get justice. And there are many white people who will tell you the same thing. And I was locked up with white folks. These laws and stuff, how they have them written, don't bring justice. You can't get justice in America. All right, that's what I wanted to tell you. Jot down your comments, talk about it. That's the reality of this situation. We'll see what happens later on. This is your brother, the Black Dragon. This was and is the Realist Temple on Earth. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. Come on. We getting ready to have a little talk. Sit down. Have a seat. I'm your brother. I call myself the Black Dragon. And welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth. I would like to just give my little 2 cents upon this little topic. And the topic that I've chosen is a news story reported, and it's belated, it's old, but I want to just give my little, like I said, my little 2 cents about a comment that this radio fella, what do they call them? Radio personality, Rush Limbaugh, the fat guy, the one who's a dope fiend. You notice when people do their dirt, they don't like to bring things up. But I have not forgotten, Rush Limbaugh, you are a dope fiend. Maybe you are in remission, but I'm pretty sure you still want some of that Oxycontin. Is that what it's called? Oxycontin, Continental, whatever it is. But that's not no shock, Rush Limbaugh, because you live in a nation with a great population that are dope fiends. Either the American people are dope fiends, they get high from illegal drugs, or they get high, or they need legal drugs. You need a drug to go to sleep, you need a drug to wake up, you need a drug to have sex, you need a drug not to have sex, you need a drug, of course, for your different sicknesses. Drugs, 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 drugs. You probably go to the average American family and open up the medicine cabinet, all kinds of stuff is in there. And why do we have drugs? What is a drug used for, Rush Limbaugh? A drug is used because you are sick. That's why. So when you have a craving for cocaine, when you have a craving for heroin, if you have a craving for Oxycontin or meth or any drug, it's because you are sick. Well, I do it to feel pleasure. I do it to get high. Like I said, you do it because you are sick. You are sick. No more, no less. But because you are not physically sick, mentally sick, then these drugs that affect the physical begin to take you out. Because that's what they were meant for. As far as I know, there is no drug that can do anything for a so-called mental illness, especially the so-called mental illnesses that we have, and it's not a mental illness. What you have is corruption of the mind. In religion, they say that you have been possessed by the devil. So, Mr. Rush Limbaugh, you are a dope fiend. So while you trying to judge others and paint others in a bad light, and I'm pretty sure you messed up in many other ways also, sir, I just want to remind you that you messed up yourself. And before I finish these few minutes, a whole lot of folks gonna know that they are also messed up. But the beautiful thing about knowing that you messed up is that you seek those things which will help you heal, that will help you get over your sickness, get over this addiction to your drugs. Not look and seek sickness, but to, like in religion say, be gone, devil. Get beneath me, Satan. What's that word? What's that quote? You tell Satan to stay away from you. That's what you need to really be doing. Yourself. But Rush Limbaugh had the nerve, they say, I don't know, but they called this woman, they say he called this woman a slut. Alrighty then. Now, I don't know this woman. I don't know this lady. I don't know her behaviors. And believe me, I try not to judge nobody, because if you judge people, then be ready to be judged yourself. And some of us, we can talk about everybody else's faults, what so-and-so did, what so-and-so is doing. But when it's our turn, we can't handle it. So if I tell you about yourself, believe me, I can handle. Bring it. Because see, the difference between you and me is if you show me my fault, you show me my error, and it's true, then I'll work to make myself better. But see, y'all like getting high. Y'all like being mentally sick. Y'all like that. So you are upset, especially with the truth. Now, this lady that Rush Limbaugh called a slut, I have no idea. I cannot make a determination. I don't know. But I do know this, that in American society, the American women in this nation and around the earth, but I'm just going to stay in America, because I know America, been here for a long time. In America, many of the women act like sluts. They act like whores. They are drunks and they are dope fiends. They are fornicators and adulterers. They are trained from being little girls. The little baby girls, they give the little girls plastic surgery. They start the little girls, they don't have no kind of shame. They have little tiny short dresses on. And little shorty shorts. Half naked little baby girls walking around, so they don't have no kind of what religion calls morality. They have no shame. They're supposed to be sexy. The little girls wear heavy makeup already, little babies. These are going to grow into the mothers that produce the future generations of this nation. They have dirty mouths. They sell their bodies from man to man and nowadays to other women. Then many of these women embrace what they call feminism. And there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be treated as an equal to a man in relationship to those things. They do the same. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you begin to act like a man, when you begin to act like those you complain about, And some of y'all ladies have become butch. You start looking like men. And since you look like a man, then you was not born lesbian. You did not claim lesbian. All of a sudden, now you want to turn to women because you think that you're a man. And women, your own sex, become attracted to you. And you don't think that you are sick. You don't think you have a problem. But this is normal. Listen, this is normal in America. And in psychiatry, this is how far psychiatry is. As long as a great majority of people do this behavior, you're not mentally ill. So now if I see pink elephants by myself, then I'm crazy. I'm insane. But if a whole gang of people believe we see pink elephants, then that's normal behavior. That shows you how flawed psychiatry is. There's no such thing as pink elephants unless you paint them yourself. There are no pink elephants. So we embrace homosexuality. We embrace being drunk. We embrace being hot. We embrace the violence. And y'all don't think y'all sick. So when Rush Limbaugh call a woman a slut, that's the truth in America. Not maybe this particular woman, but the woman in America has been turned into a slut, a whore, a bitch, all these things. Now, that's not everybody, but it's a whole, it's so much, it's part of society, and it's embraced even by the church. Because a lot of these women wear their little slutty dresses in church, and they cuss in church, and they get drunk in church, and the preacher sleep with them in church. Oh, we gonna talk, we have to tell the truth. But now, I want to talk to the man, to the male, to those men who want to make mockery of these women, make mockery of the mothers of their children, the mothers of this nation. Who made them this way? It was the white male, the racist Caucasian man, the male, American male of this society that caused the women to be like this. You done it to them. You made them go this direction because you want to have your fun. So when you have your fun, you need the women to be sluts and whores and prostitutes, laying around showing their naked body in Playboy magazine and Hustler and all these other places so you can go to strip clubs. But these men, are fake. They want to have their fun. Then they want to turn around and try to be holy and righteous. Oh, I can't marry a whore. I can't marry a slut. I can't marry these women that the male in this society, it's the men that made these poor women that way. Exploiting them because they live in an unequal society. So they take advantage of the lust of men to make a living. Then these fake men, and I don't know why they always say all. You know good and well it's not all men. But in this society, these males, they want to have that fun, then they want to be self-righteous. I need a decent woman to marry. I want a woman who's a virgin. I want a woman who can cook and sew and let me have a family. You would have had a family long time ago if you did not treat those women like whores and bitches and sluts. Y'all so fake. Oh, you're so fake. You make me wanna, man, I told somebody I gotta try to watch my words. But in this nasty, filthy society, sometimes you need to put a little profaneness on your dialogue to knock the ball out the park. Because filthy words, unrighteous behavior is what these idiots, that's what they know, love, and embrace. And that's what makes the pure message, the real truth, hurt them even more. Because it comes in a language that they adore. So, next time we judge somebody, we need to look like Michael Jackson say. And I hear people say it all the time about looking at the man in the mirror. But apparently, living in America, in this nasty society, y'all ain't looking in no mirror. Because you still think that y'all goody two-shoes. You think you don't do no wrong. Well, you're going to have your feelings hurt over and over again. Because y'all fakes. And you won't get better. This nation won't get better till you make your women better. And how dare you call a woman a slut? How dare you call these women bitches and whores when it's the males that done it to them? Because you the real bitch and whore. You call these women that, and you calling your mama that. The mothers, because these, whether you like it or not, these are the mothers of your nation. What a fool you are. Jot down your comments. This is your brother, the Black Dragon. This was, and is, the Reality's Temple on Earth.